Many people believe motivation arrives first and action follows. They wait to feel ready, wait for the mood to strike, wait for the moment when discipline feels effortless and the words come easily and the workout calls to them like a friend. That moment rarely arrives, and when it does not arrive on your preferred schedule. The truth is simpler and less romantic. Action comes first. Motivation follows. The feeling you are waiting for is a byproduct of the behavior you are avoiding. You cannot think your way to the answers you can only find through action. Hey there, it's me, Core, and you're listening to Exercising Consistency, from fitness to flourishing. The success mechanism. In his book, Psycho-Cybernetics, Maxwell Maltz describes what he calls the creative mechanism. Here is his description. Begin quote. You must learn to trust your creative mechanism. Its nature is to operate spontaneously according to present need. Therefore, you have no guarantees in advance. It comes into operation as you act and as you place a demand upon it by your actions. You must not wait to act until you have proof. You must act as if it is there and it will come through. End quote. The mechanism responds to demand, not to thought. You do not convince yourself into motion and then move. You move, and the motion itself calls the mechanism into operation. The proof you are looking for cannot appear before the action, because the action is what generates the proof. This runs counter to how most people approach creative work, exercise, or any domain where internal resistance is the primary barrier. They want the guarantee first. They want to know the session will be good before they start. They want to feel confident before they act. Maltz is telling them the guarantee does not exist in advance. It only exists in retrospect. And you can only get to retrospect by acting. The professional mindset. Stephen King, in his book On Writing, a Memoir of the Craft, draws the same line with fewer words. Begin quote. Amateurs sit and wait for inspiration. The rest of us just get up and go to work. End quote. The distinction is not about talent. It's about sequence. The amateur treats inspiration as the starting condition. The professional treats it as a possible side effect. The amateur asks, do I feel like it? The professional asks, is it time? The feeling is irrelevant. The clock is not. King does not describe a mystical process. He describes showing up at the same desk, at the same time, and doing the work whether or not the muse is present. Sometimes she shows. Sometimes she does not. The professional does not need her to show. The professional needs to generate the pages. The pages accumulate. And over time, the accumulated pages are what create the conditions under which inspiration becomes more frequent, not less. The mechanism strengthens with use. The body already knows this. The fitness parallel is exact. You do not wait until you feel strong to begin training. You train, and the training makes you strong. The feeling of capability is a lagging indicator. It follows the behavior. It does not come first. The same principle operates in every domain worth pursuing. Writing, business, relationships, learning. The person who wants to feel ready never begins. The person who begins discovers readiness along the way. The mechanism Maltz describes is not limited to creative work. It's the architecture of how the brain builds competence. Demand creates response. Action triggers adaptation. The pathway forms as you walk it. The smallest possible start. If you've been waiting, the solution is not to manufacture motivation. The solution is to shrink the action until the demand on the mechanism is too small to resist. 2 minutes of movement, 50 words on the page, 1 minute of mindful breathing. The intensity does not matter. The signal matters. You are telling the mechanism there is work to do. You are placing a demand on it by your action, and it will come through. Do the thing. Ralph Waldo Emerson said it plainly. Begin quote. Do the thing, and you shall have the power. But they who do not the thing have not the power. End quote. Confidence, strength, and capability appear after you move, never before. Thinking about the work does nothing. Planning does nothing. Only doing builds the mechanism Maltz described. Only doing creates the conditions King relied on. Shrink the action. Start the smallest version. Place any demand on the mechanism and it will respond. It always has. To get the power you want, do the thing. To put this practice in place and turn it from an idea into a lived experience, start your day one inside the ACT Score Challenge. That's it for today. Catch you next time.